7:15 a.m. here in Chiang Dao. Not usually up this early, but today I have a plan. And the plan is to ride Highway 107. Not all of it, just that nice stretch between Chiang Dao and Chai Prakan. Right now I'm leaving Chiang Dao and merging on to the 107. Next stop, breakfast in Chai Prakan. And in between me and breakfast is hopefully 50 k's of deserted, winding mountain road. Now over the years I've been up and down this road more than a few times. Usually I'd be riding in from Chiang Mai, about 80 k's away, en route to Mesalong, my favorite riding destination in Chiang Rai. On these rides, I'm always looking forward to this stretch of the 107. This section is the first real highlight of the ride. The climbs and twists and fast sweepers. The thing is, most of the time it's usually mid to late morning by the time I get to this stretch. And that's usually more than enough time for traffic to build up. And probably for that reason, I've never regarded the 107 as a quiet country road. It's always appeared to me as a moderately busy provincial highway. And even on quiet days, a convoy of vehicles just never seems to be more than a few corners away. Even that traffic notwithstanding, the 107 will always be my happy road. It's not possible to ride it without a Joker-sized grin. But I've also often wondered what this road could be like, devoid of all traffic. And what exactly would it take to be able to have the whole road to myself, if only for a few minutes? I figure it will require waking up early, and by early I mean before 8 a.m. And it would likely also be helpful to set off from Chiang Dao instead of Chiang Mai. This way the 107 is 5 and not 90 minutes away. So here we are. Thus far, the plan is working nicely. Sunrise is a great time to be out on a bike. The way the morning rays fall on the trees and terrain. Lots of photo-worthy moments if you're into that kind of thing. Personally, I don't want to be taking photos. I just want to keep riding and to take full advantage of the empty road. Speaking of which, traffic appears to be light, but to be honest, the roads are not as deserted as I was expecting. I guess this is probably as good as it gets at this time of the day. I just hope that when I get to the nice hilly sections up ahead, it'll be just as quiet. Because the thing about the 107, and this is just my observation, is that overtaking can be a bit tricky here. Once you get to the steep, twisty stuff, most of the four-wheelers will slow, and on busy days, traffic can slow to a crawl. On a lot of these sections, I'm also really not seeing many straights. It's mostly curve after curve, bend after bend. The 107 in many parts gets positively serpentine. And this means if you need to overtake, you're going to be doing so around the corner. You're going to be overtaking while leaning over. But when I run into grey zone traffic, then it gets painful. Nothing can ruin a ride like a convoy of vehicles all traveling at grey zone speed. By grey zone speed, I mean traffic that is moving at a speed that is too slow to follow comfortably, yet too fast to overtake safely. You'd have to pick off the cars one by one. So unless the road straightens, or if I find a break in traffic to get past quickly, I'm mostly content with hanging back and biding my time. Yeah, I know it can be absolutely frustrating to have a nice set of turns spoiled by traffic, but seriously, it's not like they're running out of corners in northern Thailand. I think I can afford to skip a few corners, but I'm definitely not in a position to mess up and overtake, especially not here. Hell, that's the whole point of waking up early, to avoid the predicament of having to contemplate overtakes that, in hindsight, I would know were phenomenally stupid. Good thing that I've been mostly lucky today. I haven't needed to overtake any convoys. It also helps to plan to not be in a rush. For example, I have 7 hours to get to my destination 5 hours away. So no time pressure whatsoever. I am under a little self-imposed fun pressure. After all, I did get up early to have fun on a clear, empty road. On some parts, to be honest, it was a struggle, fighting the urge not to ride like an idiot. This stretch of highway from the Chiang Dao exit to Chai Prakan is about 50 k's long. And as you've seen, the road starts off slow and mostly meanders along for about 20 k's. And then it starts tightening up and climbing. Riding uphill, some parts can get steep and some turns tight. I think there are a few decreasing radius turns, but in general things never get uncomfortably tight or uncomfortably steep. I don't think there are any hairpin turns. Route 107 connects Chiang Dao with Chai Prakan in more or less a straight line over the mountains, or more specifically a straight, wiggly line. But there are actually two additional routes running parallel with the 107. The 1178-1249 to the west and the 1150-1346 to the east. They sort of follow the same general trajectory. Eventually you end up at the same destination. They're a bit longer, more exciting, and a bit more challenging. And because of these alternative routes, it means you do have a couple of options for a loop around Chiang Dao and Chai Prakan. I'm guessing it would be a fabulous breakfast ride. Fast sweeping roads combined with scenic, slower, technical sections. That's something definitely deserving further investigation. And once over the hills, the descent into Chai Prakan is fast, flowing, and mostly traffic-free. This section is so much fun, I just want to turn back and ride it up and down again. But right now, I feel I need caffeine more than I need adrenaline. And there's a Cafe Amazon at the PTT station in Chai Prakan, a few minutes up the road. I think I'll decide what to do next over a flat white. Overall, I think I've managed to get a pretty good run on the 107. I'd estimate being stuck behind slow-moving stuff for about 2 minutes in total today, out of a 13-minute ride. Didn't quite get the traffic-free experience I was hoping for, but overall, well worth the early morning rise. Now, I need coffee.